I think, Ritesh, I don't think there are the global models out there would not be able to understand the Indian context. I think the models are smart enough. If enough data is fed on Indian context, I think they do learn, and that's what we have seen as well. So the problem is not that these models would not be able to learn, because if a lot of data, 80% data is fed from India, they would learn. But still, I do agree to a point that we need to have a sovereign model for the reasons that Ritesh and Nikhila mentioned. And from business perspective, definitely see, like, today we are using all these models which are closed systems. It becomes a very big, eventually become a business contributor risk for businesses, right? Like, for example, you would almost locked in, you would not be able to move the context, all these models with whom you have built over for last 3-4 years, to a new system. And that becomes a big risk. And therefore, we do need to build some of our own sovereign models where we have more control, we have more authority to kind of, move around those things. And I think the answer to that, how India builds it, is also probably lies somewhere. While we don't have strong models right now, there are a lot of those open source models on which probably still India can build and make a very strong one. The second big risk we see also, a lot of these models, global models, are very closely tied to the hardware of a certain big company, right? And the cost that kind of really keeps getting escalated. Now, of course, there are innovations happening where the new kind of GPUs, which will be cheaper, the software that works on that, which will be lighter, and therefore the models that work on that would be cheaper. So I think from that perspective, having that flexibility, I think extremely important. But all I'm saying for a different reason, because as country and in business, you can't get locked into a certain kind of model where you are kind of almost put a gun to your head.
It should be about autonomy.
Sorry, so just wanted to explain.
So if you're wanting to take the first step now, today, where do you think we should start?
So 2 minutes, I'll do a soundbite style story. So quick story. On May 16th, 2024, just about 6 months after ChatGPT launched, Sam Altman, who we'll see tomorrow, was testifying in Congress in the US. And this senator who was leading the whole session said, we made a mistake with social media. We should not repeat that with AI. And I was sitting there, I was watching the entire session, sitting there and thinking, we need a better vocabulary for this stuff. And then I came up with this term called the ambient AI media environment, because essentially it's predictive AI that is threading itself through pretty much all of the media that we use. So until we have a wholesale new vocabulary that we can talk in, regulators are going to be far behind this technology.
Correct.
But I think India is doing a great job with the Grok thing in January. Yeah.
Taking that forward, Rahul, if you have any inputs on that.
Yeah, sure. First of all, completely agree. Like, the regulation and governance around has to be more principle-based rather than prescription-based. I think the challenge would come in execution a lot. And I think, a quick summary, at least the way I think about it, for the execution, we will need the pace at which the AI is evolving, it will be extremely difficult for the government or regulators to keep pace. And the only way to solve for it is to have a real-time sandbox environment where there are certain kind of governance frameworks put in place. Any new AI evolution happening in any new AI use cases coming, they have to go through a sandbox environment and very fast kind of it's a go, no-go and get executed. I think that's one thing. Second, I also, quite frankly, have a lot of faith and confidence that India would be able to do it really well. In fact, a lot of great innovation we see is actually regulatory innovation in India, whether it's UPI, whether digital KYC, and probably, given the mindset of the regulator, I really think it is one place where India has a chance to take a lead. While we are a little bit late in terms of leading the AI tech revolution, AI governance and regulation innovation is something which we can really lead the way we have led for, say, UPI or fintech world.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.